Hi, and thank you for joining our live open event for construction and the built environment. Tonight we'll be joined by Andy, Mo, Daniel and Heba. If you have any questions that you'd like to ask us, just pop them in the Q&A box. It's just to the right hand side of your screen. And then towards the end of the session, we're going to go through and answer all of those questions. Okay, so whenever you're ready, guys, over to you.
Hello, good evening. My name's Andrew Addy. I'm the manager responsible for construction engineering. On the line, we've also got Andy Morley and Daniel Ross, who are two of the teachers on the HNC for construction, and they're going to talk you through the programme tonight. There'll be an opportunity to ask any questions at the end of the session, but if we can begin with the slideshow, and I'm going to allow Andy and Danny to explain the programme and talk it through to everybody online tonight. Andy?
Hello, welcome to the HNC and Built Environment. We just wanted to let you know a little bit about the course. You'll have some questions regarding what's included, what's not, etc. So as a Built Environment department in construction, sometimes people think of us as construction and physically building, but this is about the building and the design of a building. How we manage it, the site management, project management, the design and planning, and various types of surveying, whether that's building surveying or surveying a building for pricing or repair. We obviously within that there's building regulation and maintenance management, and that's part of the information that we cover within the cohort when we're in the classroom delivering the sessions for you. So this qualification is a Pearson qualification that we run, and as you can see on the screen there, it's been developed for us to focus quite closely on health and safety. Traditionally it was a mandatory unit on its own, but now it's woven into every part of the qualification, so every unit is health and safety conscious, because as you know, if you're involved in construction or you've been involved in construction, you'll know that health and safety is a massive important part of what we do on a day-to-day basis, and with that in mind, that's why it's essential. It's woven into everything that we do. So within that, we look at health and safety, we look at science and materials, which is one of Dan's specialities, isn't it, Dan? If he's there. So science and materials is one of Dan's specialities, and then we look at engineering principles, design and planning. We do industry with BIM, which is building information management, and then management principles and processes within construction. Do you want to say anything on the science and materials, Dan?
Yeah, it's a broad spectrum of information which we'll give you and stuff which you'll learn on the course. And one of the core units is the science and materials. Basically, it's about from the very bottom of the structure all the way to the top, how it's put together. Included after that is the measurement, estimation and tendering and processes. So those budding quantity surveyors that want to be involved, you also will learn about the materials, for example, excavation, foundations, substructure, superstructure, everything which goes into the building that affects the human being, such as all the lighting, air conditioning, heating, ventilation, all those other kind of things. Like I say, it's very broad, the spectrum. And it's really exciting. We've been doing it a long time, and later on I hope to show you some of the resources which we have, i.e. the ebook library with 1,400 books in, and all the information which we've gathered over the 15 years onto our Moodle, which is this depository where we put all the stuff for you. Back to you, Andrew.
Beautiful. For the next slide, there we go. So
I think we've got a little bit
of
delivery.
Basically, our course that we do is a part-time course over 2 years. So the release and work will come on a 9 to 4 or a 9 to 5 approach at college. And some people will come on an evening, will come from 6 o'clock till 9 o'clock. Now you will be studying the same units within that time, but obviously if you think of a day course, you've got from 9 till 4. And then of an evening you got 6 till 9 o'clock, so it is more condensed. That could put you off straight away because you think that's quite a short amount of time, it's half the time. But believe me, the way that we teach it with online with the resources and the way the classroom works, and we get the classes to gel and work together, it can really get the most out of a classroom, and it is more condensed because of the time frame of an evening, but it is really achievable. The day course is, as we said, 9 till 4, and we do cover all the units within the HNC. You can find on the Pearson website. I think we've got them in our notes as well. But as we mentioned, we've got science and materials, construction management, construction information. So those who are involved in any kind of project management or site management, it helps you along with that sort of side of it. You've got construction information, which is covering the types of drawing we use, how information's passed from Gantt charts to program charts, utilisation of CAD, drawing systems and BIM. You've got civil engineering technology. We've got individual projects, which is quite a big unit, but is looking at solving a problem. So you've got to get your construction minds and your engineering minds around it to understand how you're going to fix something. So we give you a scenario, and you've got to come up to meet a budget, a time frame, and put a plan in place for it as if it was a real project. That's a really good unit. Well, they all are, to be fair. Then we've got BIM, which is looking at the modern ways of information and the modelling, which some people utilise on a daily basis now with work, and more people using it on a daily basis. Then essentially there we've got legal responsibilities, looking at everything from noise pollution to nuisance, trespassing, even land, law land. So who owns the land, where's your boundaries defined, that kind of aspect, and then onto measuring and estimating. So essential units really that cover a broad range of qualifications, as Daniel said.
Okay. Me, Andrew.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you want to pass it over to me? Yeah. You okay for that?
Yep. Thank you.
Yeah, just give a bit of context as to the students that come onto the courses and what they gain from it and where they go to afterwards, which we'll be coming on to on progression, things like that. We get students from a broad spectrum of jobs, changing jobs, even someone who used to be a night baker and did night classes as well. So it's good that the programme is flexible for day and night classes to be able to get your career progressing. Now, a lot of people come onto this and they say, do I have to do a degree after this? No, you don't have to do a degree to become, to work in certain areas of construction and built environment. If you want to be a specialist in a certain area, such as civil engineer, yes, you're probably better off going to have a degree. But if you want to go on the management pathway, such as site management, project management, this is the ideal course for that kind of thing, because you'll learn a broad spectrum of things. So the students that we have coming to work with us, they work for really massive companies like Kia, the blue chip companies, Lango Rocks, Costains, and McAlpines, and really the top companies, Balfour Beatty and whatnot. And also we get people who go to work for those companies, such as Mace as well. And it's a great career, and you can make a lot of money at it. My son's been on the course himself, and my class is on the HNC. So let's put some context into it. The HNC then can be your career launcher. Some people make a career out of that. They don't really need to do anything else. So the opportunities you're going to get then is the higher level skills, apart from information based. It's all the other transferable skills of management, of learning how to manage time, resources, labour, plants, machinery, all of that kind of thing. The practical knowledge on the course really is limited to, because it's really a management course you'll end up going on, surveying, and obviously CAD and BIM, in building information modelling. So the surveying is the practical one. So you can go out to be a land surveyor, building surveyor, all other kinds of things. Other areas where people are going to progress from this course is, apart from the usual management routes, is the civil engineering and the doing groundworks. A lot of people that get interested in that kind of thing, or structures, or building bridges, or even the legal side as well, for when things go wrong in the construction industry, specialist lawyers. So what it will prepare you for is employment, and you'll learn a lot of other things in between. We can sort of roadmap you towards your destination where you want to go, because we have the information as how to get there. You can't just go and be a project manager. There's a kind of route that you have to go for the qualifications, such as health and safety, NEBOSH, site management training, and we can point you in the right direction. So basically we know how to get you there. We know what we're doing, as long as you know what you want. Progression to degree programmes, we've had a lot go off this year and many other years to go on the degree programme. But most people who are adult learners, usually that come onto our H&C courses, we do have people come from level 3, probably about 18, 19 or age 20, but a lot of adults, there's a broad spectrum of ages, so people feel quite comfortable in the class because of the difference in ages and the experiences that we learn off each other. They go off to do degrees in all different kinds of areas. One of the interesting ones that people go off for, and it's quite popular, is quantity surveying and project management, and a mixture of the two. And then from those you can get professional body membership to become a chartered surveyor. So you can't get chartered status where the big money is unless you go to the right institution which has got accreditation of the proper body, such as RIBA, Royal Institute of British Architects, or RICS, the Royal Institute of Chartered Surveyors. So with us having this kind of knowledge as well, we know we can roadmap you to where you want to go. So you can actually progress onto a higher apprenticeship, an adult apprenticeship. We've not really known many people to go and do that kind of thing, unless we had quite a few joiners, I would say, who've gone on to that kind of thing. And we've had some going to be teachers. So, okay, Andrew, back to yourself. Have I stunned you with that?
No. Do you want me to talk through this one, gentlemen?
Daniel's at the class because that makes out as well, so
I think Andy's got a delay on that.
yeah, please. I think my internet's going off.
Would you like me to continue with that, Andrew?
Please, Danny.
Yeah, the national qualification which you'll be getting is recognised. It's been going about 60 years, H&C. It's recognised all over the world. So if you wanted to go work in another country, you would have accreditation. It would blend in with their qualification framework, which is, well, it's a qualification and curriculum framework. Was called QCF, still is actually called QCF, but there is another one which we won't talk about. It's to do with Europe. So anyway, it still could be for Europe anyway, but it's international qualification which you gain, which would gain you access to university. The great thing about that is H&C is £7,000 for the year, which is free for 2 years, 3,500 a year. It's only in 34 weeks a year, so it gets over pretty quick. Now, university fees are on average at present £9,500 for 1 year. So what we're looking at there then, when you're doing the H&C instead of doing a full-time degree, if you were thinking of it, is the opportunity cost is a lot of money to go and do a degree as an adult and not work or work part-time. So the H&C then is actually, you're going to be in the black with it, not in the red, because you get 1 year knocked off a 3-year degree programme if you did go full-time. So you're saving £1,500 on that one, £2,500, I should say, roundabout. But usually what our students do is they gain employment while they're on the course, maybe through somebody else through networking, or they're already employed. And they end up usually doing a part-time degree, which is, I think, is the best way. So you earn while you learn, while you're working. And you're also gaining, should we say, you're going to get professional status. Why? Because this national qualification leads you to be able to get all the other qualifications which are required on site to be in control on site, such as a manager. So that means then you can gain accredited status from an accredited university to be a chartered surveyor or a chartered engineer or whatever route you want to go. That is where the money is. Why? Because of legal aspects really, and health and safety linked to litigation. So this is the routes through which what you do is you plan your route out where you want to go. And I'm not going to do it now, but many hundreds of people on LinkedIn are doing much better than me through me knowing this route. But we're teachers, and that's what we're good at. So a common core of study in the sector then is a specialist curriculum stuff and career disciplines really. You'll find out what you want to do. And if you're open-minded, that's really good. So we'll take you on site visits and things like that if you've never been on one. And you'll be able to talk to engineers and designers, possibly architects, project managers, site managers, and we bring people in so you can talk to them. Quantity surveyors is a really popular route, QS. And don't forget what I said, it's an international qualification and you're buffering yourself against the economic bumps which are on the way. So it is something which you plan. So at the moment, there's a big push on in the country for changing and training education needs for adults, and they're chucking a lot of money at it because the traditional routes of jobs, a lot of them are going to be disappearing in the service sector. So What will we be bringing in forward? Well, fiscal monetary policy of the government will be bringing forward big schemes in construction built environment, such as HS2, which is many billions of pounds. It's already risen a few hundred million in the past week. And all other kinds of infrastructure programs to alleviate the economic impact of the COVID. So you can go into different disciplines, you can go into a lot of areas, and we'll get a lot of experience. And there's a lot of experience behind us. It's not just me and Andy that teaches on the programme. We've got other people as well. And we know exactly what we're doing, and we're constantly striving to improve, should we say. Next slide, please. So we've already mentioned about progression, where you can go, national vocational qualifications, level 4 and 5. My son got level 6. So he's on degree level, actually BSc, but he didn't go the traditional route because he got his level 6, and you can get your level 6 while you're project managing or site managing. It's competency based, where a lot of things they come down and see how you're doing your job, and you get accreditation for what, I don't know how old you are, but some of you may have been working in the industry for many years. We get this. People say they want to get off the tools, never been able to because of family commitments and things like that, and needing to pay, finances throughout their life. But we understand all of that. That's why the programme is flexible when it comes to assignments as well. Okay, I think somebody's running fireworks. Let me a sec. We're done. This is live, guys. It's live.
So studying on the HNC programme, I'll just pick up, Danny. Studying on HNC can give you a wide range of opportunities across the industry. It's not just about site and project management. It will open doors to a wide range of roles within the construction industry. The aims of the programme will give you a range of insights and introductions to a range of professional organisations that you can see on the list there. And we would like to offer you the opportunity to ask the staff any questions. I'd just like to say thank you to Danny and Andy for being here tonight. And I'd like to add that what we've got in the delivery team are a range of people from different backgrounds. So Danny is the tutor who delivers the bulk of the maths and science and materials content because of his maths and science background. Andy has got a construction industry background, working both as a professional site manager and in construction trades because he's also a qualified joiner. Heber, one of the teaching team, has a PhD in sustainable construction and has worked with a range of industry areas, including architecture. And the newest member of our team is Mo Kazmali, who has worked for 8 years as a site manager and project manager for one of the country's biggest constructors, Wilmot Dixon. So as well as having a wide range of industry expertise on the HNC team, we've got some considerable academic expertise on there as well to help prepare you for a career in the construction industry, whether you're taking the HNC as a step up in the industry from where you are now, or whether you're a new entrant to construction. Can I just, before we take any questions, apologise? We have had a few notices while I've been on here about bad Wi-Fi and bad connection, and I think Andy's been affected by that. I hope he can join us to help with the questions. Otherwise, it'll be just me and Danny. Now, Amelia, I gather that you're going to read the questions out for us. Is that right?
Yeah, so we've got a couple of questions here. Should I send the first one over to you, Andy?
Okay.
Brilliant. Okay, so the first question here is, when is the next point students can start on the course?
Each year we do offer a January start, but we are only really 3 weeks into the HNC programme. So if you were able to come on now, you should come down and talk to us and see about enrolling. The only obstacle might be about arranging the funding at this stage, because you would usually take out a student loan in order to fund the fees. But it is potentially for the right candidates. It's not too late to start now, and we do have a January intake as well in most years.
Brilliant, thank you. And then just another question here. I know it kind of mentioned briefly, but what kind of jobs and careers are available through this course?
I think it's a stepping stone to a wide range of careers in the long term for students who wanted to go on and study. Danny mentioned the fact that you might want to step up to quantity surveying. And so go and do a quantity surveying degree after you'd completed the HNC. You could do a full engineering degree off the back of a year on the HNC, or 2 years part-time on the HNC. A lot of students who come to us are people already in the construction industry and are taking the qualification to move out of site construction roles into management roles on site. So they're using it to further their career or when they're already in the construction industry. So whether it's a stepping stone in your career already, because you're already in the industry, or whether you are looking for a more academic route afterwards and a specialist role, it is a good first step.
Brilliant, thank you. And then just another question here. What's the mix of theory and practical course on the practical work like on this course?
Yeah, well, I could answer.
Danny?
Yeah, sorry, Andy, go on. No, you can look. Okay, if you insist. Really, because it's level 4 and it's level 4 not hands-on approach unless you were actually already a supervisor doing supervision, that kind of thing. Your MVQ would monitor all of that kind of thing. So not a lot of hands-on approach, no, only surveying really. It's another kind of pathway which you're on at level 4, professional construction. I hope that answers it.
Yeah.
But we do have a lot of people come on from trades. We've got a lot of people on night classes now. They're coming in the high vis and everything. We've got joiners, bricklayers, ground workers, scaffolders, and actually one of the scaffolders worked last year, went to university to do civil engineering, and he's specialising in BIM and scaffolding because he just loves scaffolding. We've got people in all kinds of areas. So many trades, people step up, say from heating, ventilation, air conditioning, and one of the best routes is if you've got that practical world work experience and you fancy yourself as being into management, it's the best of both worlds. Because if you understand the level which we're talking about with the units and the cognitive level H&C level 4, and you've got that practical world experience, you've walked the walk and you've got this experience behind you, this is you're unstoppable. So I hope that's inspirational.
I think just to add to what Danny has said, you must remember as a student on this course that you are really taking the equivalent of a first year of a university degree. So each unit will consist of assignment-based work in order to complete the qualification. Those assignments will take the form sometimes of case studies or scenarios that you will need to complete, but they are assignments and not practical. This isn't construction hands-on building. This is about the theory, management, the practical of the practical construction. You're beginning to understand the underlying concepts, processes that lie behind that. Yeah.
Brilliant, thank you both. And we've actually just come to our last question of the evening. This question is, what are the advantages of doing a course like this part-time?
I think if I just add to that first, I think it depends where you're coming from, but what the advantages are. So, for example, last year, our course student rep was somebody who was working for the city council and wanted to make a move into construction. She was able to continue with a day job 4 days a week, and she attended on a 1 day a week basis. So she was able to continue learning, looking after her family while making a career change. I think for people who are already in the industry, the part-time aspect of this means that you are continuing to develop your skills and your understanding of the industry, because this is one of the fastest changing industries you can be in. So if you're there on the front line and able to see the relevance of what you do on a day-to-day basis in your work to the assignment-based elements of the theoretical underpinnings, you will understand more quickly, having that advantage as well. So it depends really what angle you're coming from to take the course, but I think that doing it part-time allows you to continue to develop, or if you're already in the construction industry, but it also allows you to make a career change if you're working in another field.
Can I just add to that, Andy?
Yeah.
I would say when I studied mine, I did it in the evening. I think it was a massive help for me, because as Andy said there, I was working 5 days a week, and then trying to progress or change from where you are can be a really difficult thing. And I think going to an employer or going to ask for a day off or a day to go to college is sometimes a difficult thing, but then you're stuck in a cycle trying to improve and wanting to progress because you've got your aims and desires of what you want to do and where you want to go with your life and your career. And I think for me, doing the night class was the big step, because I took control of it, and it was something I did at night. I finished work, made sure I finished that day. There was no overtime I was going, and I got to my course, and then that helped me. You settle into a routine because you've got family, you might have young kids, etc. But you've got to fit all that in around work, and to do it in an evening, 6 till 9, and especially during these times where we do some remote as well, so you can actually be at home and do some over the internet. But I think it gives you a wide range of experiences of different ways of learning, but gives you a massive opportunity and can really help you. I think it did it for me, because if I wouldn't have done the night school, I wouldn't be able to teach in education or have been a manager on site. So I think it can give you a different opportunity.
Can I add to that as well? That's really just coming off. Yeah, I'll have a go. I've got my mic on. Here we go. So a lot of employers are more conducive to let people during the day go for what day release or one day. And then a lot of students also are self-employed. So it cuts down the amount of money which they're losing. I say one of the students was a scaffolder, and I think he was telling me he was losing £200 for the day. But it's a good investment. So the good thing about it is you can carry on pretty much normal life as you plan your career. And what it does is it formalises, get this, formalises all the stuff you've been doing on site throughout your job career or your different kinds of jobs into formal qualifications to be able to get you onto the next step. So all the stuff that you've done gets formalised. You'll know a lot of the stuff when you come onto the course, and you'll see, this is a process of being able to take my prior knowledge and formalise it into a qualification. Okay.
That's brilliant. Thank you. And thank you guys for this brilliant presentation. There was so much information. I hope everyone watching got everything they needed from that. We do have further events taking place this week, including the Future You Student Support Drop-ins running until Thursday. So please visit our website at ucenmanchester.ac.uk at online open days to register for any other sessions. If you are interested to apply to UCEN Manchester for 2021, please visit our website and find our future course and hit apply now. So you can find us on the UCAS by searching UCEN Manchester as well. So that's it from us, guys. Thank you very, very much, and have a lovely rest of your evening.
Thank you. See you later.